you for checking out my broadcast today. Today is day 149 of my 3-year challenge to get my health and wellness under control and to, start taking care of myself and, live longer. So it's a day 149. My name is Jonathan. This is the first time you're checking out one of my videos. I'm 38 years old on November 1st of 2020. I started this weight loss challenge. Carrie's checking in saying hi. Hi, Carrie. And I started at 519.8 pounds on November 1st. I water fasted for 42 days. I lost 90 pounds or a little over 90 pounds in 42 days. And then I switched over, or me and my wife, Carrie, we started eating a whole food plant-based diet with no added salt, oil, or sugar. So far, I have lost over 160 pounds in almost 5 months. Tomorrow or Wednesday will be 5 months, depending on how you count. Tomorrow will be day 150. So I've had incredible weight loss. For this past month, I have not had as much weight loss as kind of over the first 3 months, but I really feel like I have my diet in a great place, and things are really picking up with the diet itself. One of the things I wanted to share here real quick, talking about my weight loss, is I think this is the first one I want to show. Yeah, so this is the progression from my 4-month to 5-month, and so the one closest to me here is 4 months, and then the one, my little finger down here, that's 5 months. And so not a huge difference between the two. In fact, I'm wearing the exact same outfit down to the socks. Lighting and stuff might change how the skin tones look, but I do think, looking at the photo, my complexion does look a little bit better. I also like to look at my hair a little bit more than in the photo from a month ago. The other photo I was going to show is actually my overall progress, and this is going to be kind of my 5-month side by side. I'm going to make some different images from this. Obviously, you can tell the one closer to me is the one I just took the other day, and then the one away from me is from 5 months ago. But obviously, that's not the truth. The differences in these two photos and these two people is incredible. How much they look alike, but how different they are when it comes to food and the food addiction. I feel now that I have a much better control over the food and what I eat and my needs for food and my cravings, and when I go and get food. Everything's better now. So yeah, I just wanted to share those progress photos with everybody. I might put this other one back up and just make it smaller in the corner in case anybody shows up, so they can see that as well. But it is really great just the way I'm standing, my feet position. I can put my feet together. I'm not standing with my shoulders, my feet shoulder width apart. My arms down at my side. One of the things I noticed, sorry, I'm trying to get myself in frame and not move around here and all that. Like when I'm standing and waiting in line or standing and talking to somebody, my hands are, sometimes I put my hands behind my back, like standing at attention, I guess. That's not something that I used to be able to do, and I find it more comfortable, more open. Usually, with the way my body was shaped there before, obviously this is the easiest, and it was probably more like this, because my belly was holding it up. And so yeah, just like I said, seeing the stance difference, my feet are in a better, closer together, uh, and just kind of comfortability while being on my feet is way up versus the old photos there of me and the way I was there. Um, and so, I forgot to ask if anybody had any non-scale victories. I like hearing non-scale victories. If you want to share those, I think that is kind of the biggest determining factor of the success of the diet is going to be on the things that are not scale related. And I talked a little bit about that on Friday. Was trying to step away from the scale and not weigh in. I screwed that up already. I did. I did a whole thing on that on Friday about maybe I won't get on the scale until I weigh. I weighed this morning. I'm happy about what I weighed this morning. I had a busy weekend. I did not sit at the table eating a lot of food, and so this weekend, I guess I got on the scale this morning and it was the lightest I've ever seen on the scale here, and so that is a major plus for me. And hopefully that's the same way tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know. I'll probably weigh in Wednesday and tomorrow. Figure it out. But I mean, it's things are going in the right direction. They're going slowly, and I'm happy that things are moving. It's for so many years things didn't move, or they moved in the wrong direction, and I wasn't paying attention to them, and so it didn't affect me really because it wasn't something that was on my mind all the time, and so it's yeah. Anyways, if yeah, so the scale, it's gonna be something where I don't. Let's see, new non-scale victory from Carrie. She finally finished the How Not to Die book by Dr. Greger, and she's jumping way ahead of my notes because that was down here in my notes to talk about how excited I was that my wife finally finished on Audible the Dr. Greger How Not to Die book. The book on audio book is like 16 hours, maybe 18 hours of audio. And when you share an Audible account, and maybe there's a way to fix this, but anytime that I would listen to a book, it would mess up where she was at in the book or vice versa. Or let me take that back. If you hit the right button when you turn the app on, you don't have any issues, but it's not consistent. Sometimes you'll turn it on and you'll be at your spot. Sometimes I'll turn it on and I'll be, be at Gary's spot, or she'll be at my spot. So it'll be nice to have her done. I'm going to listen to that book. It'll probably take me a month to get through it. Hopefully faster. She said there's a lot of great information that she's been sharing information with me about the book. And we were joking, like, about not reading the book, or maybe I'll read a different book, but I kind of feel like I want to listen to that book because it's a big book on the topic, and he talks a lot about the different reasons why to switch over to this type of diet, and I want to know as many reasons. I want to know as many reasons why somebody should switch over to a whole food plant-based diet as possible, because when I talk to people, I want to be able to tell them why they should switch to a whole food plant-based diet. And the more knowledge I have as far as the benefits for the different diseases, the different diseases or different conditions that people can have. And so I am excited to listen to this new book. That author also has many multiple books out there that he has How Not to Diet, and I can't remember. They know he has a few others, or he has one coming out soon or something. I heard him talking about his books in an interview. My tongue's getting in the way today. Let's see, for me, for non-scale victories, my walking is still doing really well. I'm trying to get walks in, or I'm definitely getting walks in every day. So my step count is way up overall. I might try to update this while we are talking to see um, if it'll tell me what my steps were at. But I know yesterday, even before the end of the day, I was at over 8,000 calories or 8,000 steps. Today, I'm at 9,000 almost already. And so uh, that's really good. You know, I've really felt a lot of uh, muscle soreness in the front of my calves when I first started doing the walking here a week or so ago. And that's kind of going away, or it's getting better. And I can feel the strength coming back to those muscles. I think for so long, I just let those muscles kind of die off, or maybe, you know, in talking about the posture or the stance difference, a major difference if you know, and I can kind of see the progression through this because of the winter, and I can see my footprints in the snow. But I've always had a little bit of a where my feet come out, I suppose, when I walk. But when I was at my heaviest, they were really and wide apart, you know. And now when I walk, my feet are much closer to being straightforward, and they're closer together when I walk as well. And so those things, I believe, are what kind of caused all the pain I had after my first fast. Is that I was losing the weight rapidly, the fluid was dissipating from my legs, and it caused it so that my feet or my stance changed from having that wide open to kind of coming back to a normal, you know, like how you're supposed to stand or walk. And that, I believe, caused a lot of the pain I was having in my feet, like in the bones and the joints of my feet. And now that I've started to walk, I'm building up the muscles that you use when you walk with your feet like this versus this. I imagine you rely on different muscles, and it's probably part of the reason why I walked that way was balance and other things. Uh, and so it's nice to have that coming back. I kind of like to every now and then pick up the pace a little bit, maybe do a little speed walking. Nothing that would be a jog or even a trot. Uh, but maybe eventually I'll get to moving a little bit faster. I don't. I don't need to push it mentally though. Like it's not a driver for me right now. I mean, maybe that changes, but my biggest focus with all of this is going to be my diet, and that's going to be what causes me to lose the weight, but not only what causes me to lose the weight, but help keep it off. When I do get down, is going to be my diet. It's you can't out train a bad diet, I guess would be um, my thing. I mean, and maybe you can. I can't out train a bad diet because uh, I was just not. My bad diets are really bad. Let's see. We had another reason why, you know, like I said, I didn't eat. Like I was at home and I ate, but I wasn't always at home, and I wasn't uh, constantly around food like I had been a weekend or a couple weekends ago. So it was nice. The weather's getting a lot nicer, and I was outside a lot more, and that was what I think helped kind of, help me with not being, around food and eating a lot. And the uh, so this weekend, one of the things that I want to talk about was that we had some family come and visit us from out of town. It's Carrie's family, uh, not my family, but they came up from out of town and they visited with us, and they uh, kind of like a mini weekend vacation for them. And so they came up, and we hung out, and just kind of it was it was interesting because they have weight issues like I have, or like Carrie has, very, I mean, similar weights, you know, they're not as heavy as I was, but anyways, um, but, in talking to them, uh, they've been working on losing weight, and you can tell that they, have lost a little bit of weight, uh, from what, the last time I saw them, I suppose, but uh, not like I've lost weight since the last time I probably saw them. Uh, and so they talked about, that they were trying to lose weight, and, the things they were doing to lose weight. And when I started this whole channel and everything, I very much, I just want people to lose weight. Uh, but it's getting tougher because, uh, I'm finding so much success with the way that I've chosen to lose weight. And I want to push that onto them as well. Even but I know to get people to switch over to the diet that we're doing, it is going to be nearly impossible. I feel like it'll be much easier to convince people to potentially go on the whole food plant-based or vegan diet. But even selling that to people is extremely difficult. And so I know that when I talk to, when I'm talking to people, and while I was talking to them, I was kind of, sharing my views on things. If they said stuff that I felt like was really wrong, I tried to correct them, or, kind of, explain my side of things. But I was trying really hard not to come off as preachy, I guess is the best way for me to say it. And it's weird too, because like I get on here and I talk about it for a half hour, and I spend a lot of time talking about it outside of this too. So I have, more of a knowledge base now than I did 5 months ago. Uh, but I kind of, like I said, I was backing off. I was trying not to be too, uh, and it was kind of like at one point, like I said, I kind of was even like, I'm not gonna, we don't have to talk about this anymore. Or, I felt like we had talked about it for a while. They were engaging me the whole time. It wasn't like they were, uh, glossing over or not listening to me. But like when I said that, they were kind of like, well, no, we don't mind talking about it. Like it was like, and I guess maybe it's me thinking that I am 520 pounds giving the advice that I'm giving, and not me 160 pounds lighter, uh, giving advice, because people are going to take advice from those two different people differently. Golden saying hi. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing great, Golden. Thanks for checking in. I hope you're doing well. And things have been going good for you too. Uh, and so it's it was really cool for them to be open to listening to, what I had to say, whether or not they do, uh, whether or not they do or, don't do it. That's on them. And I kind of, I suppose I said this to my brother the other day too, is that like, if I'm not hounding you, and especially at the end of this, like, I'm here at 160. When I'm at 300, um, then, uh, I'll be able to kind of have a different, it'll be a different thing. But anyways, what I was saying to my brother was that if I'm not hounding you about going on a whole food plant-based diet, then it means I probably don't care about you as much as other people. I'm not just to be, I'm just being a smart ass. I mean, because nobody, everybody, has their own opinions or they want to do different things. Gold says he's been doing whole food plant based for 11 days. That's awesome. I'd love to know how you're feeling about it, or what, if you're having troubles figuring out foods to make, or if you're rocking it, whatever, yeah, I'd love to hear how it's going for you, because the uh, doing a whole food plant based diet, and that's kind of what I was talking about with them, is a lot easier than what, without the salt, oil, sugar added kind of that we're doing. Um, but I'd love to hear what you're doing to, what are your go tos, or what you're kind of finding that you like, and how you feel about, not having any meat product, or if you were eating, I guess because you can be vegan but not whole food plant based. I don't know how that all works, but that's awesome. So back to the company, it was really cool that they were open. And when I tried to shut down the conversation, they kind of pushed me to keep talking more. Uh, and like Carrie kind of said there, I'm just giving my take or experience of what's been going on for me. And like I said, my experience means a little bit more because I've lost 160 pounds. Uh, and really, the big thing for me is even not having that, not having a ton of weight this last month, is having a month like this is really nice, because I never really wanted for much or had too much of a thing, cravings. I guess I'll talk about one here. As the part of having the company is that we didn't know what their diet is, or if they're on a diet, or what to do. And so uh the weirdest kind of, like, we just bought like a bag of barbecue potato chips, and uh our kids devoured them in like a half a second. But no, we had it for the company. We got them out when we had a meal or whatever, and the bag was sitting out, and I was by myself in a room with the bag. And again, and I've said this many times, is seriously taken I've never had a serious. The thought has never been serious, but I was, I could smell the chips, and it was very much like, I could just grab some of those chips and no one would know the difference but me. But it wasn't, like I said, I got such a, I have no idea what something like that's going to do to my digestive system, and I don't want to. I don't want to. I got a good thing going right now, and I'm not going to screw it up. That's the way I feel about my diet. And I kind of felt like I screwed it up doing that second fast. Not that uh, it was a bad thing, but that was more of a risk than uh, maybe I should have taken in hindsight. But like I said on Friday, I am feeling better about that decision. Uh, the further away I get from it. And so let's see, Golden saying, you're loving it so far. You're eating all sorts of beans and vegetables for the most part. You're a lazy cook, just having big stir fry sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, that was our dinner last night. Carrie, I'm sure she'll pop up in chat with whatever it was, but she was cooking the dinner, and she was upset that the noodle, or I don't even know what it is, seed or what it was, that she had in there cooking wasn't getting soft. And so she had it simmering for a long time. And and so then she got distracted, and I kind of thought it was done. So I went over and took a couple spoonfuls, and I enjoyed it the way it was. And then she was like, "Oh, that's missing a bunch of stuff." And but yeah, you just talking about the stir fries, or just mixing these big. That's kind of what that was. And then she added avocado and some other things to it. Uh, really enjoyed it. She was nervous about the jalapeno because it called for 2 jalapenos, and she only put one in. She probably should have put the second one in, because I didn't taste really any spice with the one in it, which was crazy too, because you would think that they would have been spicier. But yeah, I think that it's there's a lot of different recipes out there now too, which I know you said you're kind of a lazy cook, so you just like throw things in. But if you're looking for recipes, I know that there's a lot of people out there doing recipes for this type of eating. And then Carrie shares them on our Discord, which you can find the link down below. It'll be active for 1 week. All right, so back to the company. They were in town. It was nice. They were on like a mini vacation, so they kind of were able to go and do things on their own, which I was happy for them to kind of do that. But then we did provide them a couple meals, and they weren't like healthy meals at all. I mean, and that was, like I said, we brought those chips in, kind of, that was having those in, just a weird temptation, like not a real uh, thought of doing it, but a thought that it could be done, if that's a thing. I don't know. And then, uh, yeah, it was, hopefully they take some of the information that I gave and it turns into something, or there's maybe one, and I've had that happen throughout, and it's like the, like a buddy of mine recently, I was talking about fat and how dairy and cheese, or I'm sorry, oil. What was it? Oil. I think it was. I don't. Anyways, I think it might have been dairy that I was telling him it was liquid fat essentially, and he took that a little bit more to heart than I expected, because the next time I talked to him, he said something about having something and it had cheese in it, and he goes, that liquid fat. And so I think that, like I said, he took that a little more to heart. And then the other was actually a while back when I lost weight the first time, and through the, I don't have it up now, but through the fast I did, I had the 1,000,000 calorie challenge, and that was kind of a thing where for me, it helped to think of the excess calories, or it helps to think of the excess calories on my body as like a savings account that I've been building for 38 years. And so when I was 300 pounds overweight, uh, and each calorie is 3,500 um, calories, that means I have 1,050,000 calories of excess energy on my body. And so if I think about it that way, that I'm depleting that savings account, um, that helps me think about it mentally. And I've explained that to somebody in the past, and they, like I said, had taken it to heart. And the next time I saw them, I was like, wow, you lost a lot of weight. And he goes, yeah, you talked about with that savings account thing, and that really, clicked with me. And so, yeah, I hope that kind of same thing happens with them. I don't want to push it, but I'll share my experience or my trains of thought. And if anybody picks up on it, they pick up on it. So Carrie says it is a one-pot quinoa Mexican dish. She might put some rotel in the left. Oh, that would be really good. Yeah. Yeah, the rotel would be awesome. You said you haven't played with any grains yet. And then, oh, they did eat. Yeah. So, Friday night, Carrie had made a potato curry that didn't have any added salt, oil, or sugar. Once they smelled the curry, they knew what it was, and they actually kind of got excited about trying it, I think. So they did on Friday night have that. I imagine they sprinkled some salt on it. But if you're going to use salt, that is the recommended way to use salt, is not to use it in the cooking, but it would be to put the salt on the top of your food after it's prepared, so that the first bites have that saltiness to them, but not necessarily put salt in the water and salt in it while you're cooking, and all that other stuff. And so Let's see. So yeah, it was great to have them try that. They seem to enjoy it, I believe. I mean, it's rice and potatoes and all right. There's no rice. I don't. There was rice in it. Anyways, and then Golden says you're a sucker for low calorie dense foods though. Grains always seem very caloric. Uh, yeah. Um, and I get what you're saying. With the uh, it's tough because you have to make sure you're getting the right foods too, though. You can't just grab any grain and eat it. But for our diet, if you know, I guess the closest thing I do is that Ezekiel bread with the oats in it. I think, right? I don't know, but for me, what I was gonna say on your comment there, Golden, is uh, everything I thought I knew about food was wrong, and so like you said, you're a sucker for those types of things. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with that, but don't be scared of something that you used to be scared of, or don't hesitate uh, on a whole. Like I said, on a whole food plant based diet. I think that for me, I could, at the very least, I'm not going to gain weight, even if I didn't lose weight week to week. I'm not going to gain weight on this diet. I just don't see it happening. I don't eat that kind of those foods. But anyways, and so I don't know. We went by one healthy meal there, Carrie, but it was nice having them up. They definitely didn't like stick to any type of diet, but that, like I said, they were on vacation. It was them kind of was they don't get a chance to do those types of things, and they're young, so they wanted to check out the town and things like that. And it was great that they were able to do that. Uh, but yeah, and another weird thing with it though too is it kind of creates a reset with our kids every time we have company over, because like it feels like and uh that we get rid of all the junk food and we start bringing in the healthy food, and we've really kind of you know uh there's things that we've swapped that they don't even know are different items, I guess, than they used to have. uh and and they've liked some of what we're learning what they do like. But when we have company over and we buy a couple bags of chips and we buy snack foods and then we buy a dinner out for them, for the family, uh it really feels like we kind of are hitting the reset button on getting them where we want to get them. uh and so that's like I said, we're looking to buy more snack foods again that are back to our you know better snack foods than what they did have or what they had around. They seem to be eating a lot of Nutrigrain bars now, I suppose, which is probably better than the Hostess cupcakes or ho hos or whatever that we used to have around. Gold said, yeah, something to work on. You just need to be careful. Even on a whole food plant based diet, you have a empty pit of a stomach. But eating more fiber for sure has helped. And that was a lot of what they talk about in the Pleasure Trap book, which is the first book I read here while on the diet. Is and maybe they talk about it on Eat to Live. I mean, they talk about it in a lot of the whole food plant based diets is adding the fiber, because when you remove the fiber, then you get the calories, but your body doesn't. The stretch receptors in your stomach don't recognize what you're eating for its calorie value. They kind of it's recognizing it for what it is. And so when you pick up a processed food and you eat something, your body is like, okay, that's great, that that amount of this, let's say, I don't even know what I'm gonna apple or whatever, is this many calories. But when it's the processed version of that apple, it's actually a lot more calories for that volume. So, but yeah, having the more fiber, I think, is going to help you for sure. Awesome. Pigeons checking in saying, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late." Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of going a little long, so you know, could have missed me. Uh, but no, I'm glad you're here. I hope things are going well for you. I don't know if Golden probably hasn't, but Awesome has been losing weight since before I started this. He's over 100 pounds down, eating a low calorie diet, and he's been doing good. So I hope you're still doing well on your diet. Um, thanks for checking in. Um, Golden says, yeah, it's like the image I see of 400 calories veggies versus 400. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The stomach thing, like where they show the stomachs, and then that might have been in like the Game Changers movie or one of those other movies where they kind of show what it is. 158 down. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Way to go. How much more down is that? Because you were like 410 to 290 the last time I talked to you. So that's really good. Um, Yeah, awesome, man. You almost caught me. I got ahead of you, and yeah. But that's great. Let's see. Yeah. So you started 420, now you're 262. Awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, you're just rocking it. Have you put anything up on your Instagram? I'll have to check it out, see if you have any updated photos. Because I'm really excited. Or put something up in the Discord. I'd love to see it. Carrie saying the kids are having vegan nachos for dinner tonight. It's tough to have company that might not enjoy the plant-based butter, cheese, etc. that we typically use for the kids. Yeah, so we bring some of that stuff in, um, for the company, and then the kids get addicted to it again like crack. Like crack. Speaking of crack, my daughter. So I had one of the drinks that I drank or when I lost my weight a long time ago, and then when I did my fasting and I tried to drink it, it's those Powerade Zeros. And I had come across a pack of that we had, um, that it was in the back of the pantry or whatever. And so we busted those out, and my kids went through those so quick. It was crazy. But just all that flavor, the sweeteners in there. But yeah. So for me, that's about it. All I have today. You'll post in the Discord. For some reason you never use. Oh no, that's cool, man. I mean, you're busy. I know you got your own work and doing the weight loss thing. Um, the but yeah, I mean that's gonna be it for me today. I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know about weighing in or whatnot. I might do a post being day 150. So I might weigh in just because of that, and then I'll weigh in on weigh in Wednesday. So uh I'm excited. I mean, I'm yeah. Like I said, I didn't lose a ton of weight this last month, and I'll probably get the math together so I can know exactly the difference between when I started this month. I know it was 363.4 when I started this month. So because that was what I was at the end of the fast that I finished like on the 29th of 29th of whatever the last month was. There is not 29 days in February. It must have been like the 28th of February. I don't know. And so I probably have less than 10 pounds lost this month, but I feel like I have a way better control over my food because of this month than I ever did. So, there's ups and downs, there's benefits and stuff and everything. So, anyways, thanks for checking it out. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Turn on the notifications so that you get notified when I go live, which is usually at 4 p.m. Central on weekdays. I have an Instagram, which is at Fasting. As we get better weather here, maybe I'll get more photos of when I'm out or taking walks. Maybe I'll start I walk in the morning when the sun's coming up, so maybe I'll do some sunrise photos, get all fancy. And then the Discord. The Discord is down below in the description. That link will be active for 7 days. Go ahead and join us on there. Introduce yourself. Let us know how you're doing. Come and check out sexy photos of awesome pigeon and his 158 pounds of weight loss. All right. There you go. Awesome. Just turned on notifications. See, that's why you've been missing me. All right, guys. You guys all have a great day. It's been a good one.